I think it's dope that he out there in the middle of the night in the rain, throwing the football, working on his game.
To me, talent-wise, like you mentioned, Shedeur is way better than Dylan.
Start falling, Dennis is but I think that was all because of when he came, when you decided to draft him.
And no, he's not for drama or distractions, but for doing the most unexpected thing a rookie QB could do, outworking everyone. While others were relaxing before minicamp, Shedeur was grinding like the season was on the line. And now, he's forcing every critic to eat their words. They said he was entitled. They whispered behind closed doors, leaked anonymous quotes, and watched him slide all the way to the 5th round. This wasn't just criticism, it was a takedown. But here's the twist they didn't see coming. Shedeur Sanders didn't break. He flipped the script.
Things that really turn me off with Shedeur Sanders, who I have championed. That cringy, awful, legendary draft room. Bro, you're a B prospect. You gotta have a little self-awareness. I had more than one GM say, total turnoff.
What did the arrogant Shedeur Sanders say and do behind closed doors when he was being interviewed by each NFL team?
Let's start with the so-called exposure. Few anonymous NFL coaches went off the record to call Shedeur arrogant, said he had horrible body language, and even dragged him for allegedly taking a FaceTime call during an interview. That story spread like wildfire, and it stuck. But how do you go from being the number one quarterback on multiple boards, to a 5th-round pick based on a FaceTime call? That wasn't an evaluation, that was character assassination.
Then there's back-to-back speeding tickets, both over 90, and a missed arraignment. And now I'm like, okay, it's not just a drippy faucet. There's a real maturity. Again, if he was a receiver, I don't think I'd care.
And let's not ignore the double standard. Shedeur got slammed for confidence, while other quarterbacks with worse tape, real off-field issues, and barely a fraction of his production got a free pass. One anonymous coach even said it was the worst interview they'd ever been part of. No receipts, no context, just vibes, and a young, black, confident quarterback suddenly branded as a problem.
Third, the veterans are in, and when they start practicing, is the pecking order changed? I don't expect it to change. I figure that Pickett or Flacco will be first with reps, probably Pickett.
But here's what they didn't talk about. Shedeur Sanders didn't just have a good college career, he had a record-breaking one. In 2024 alone, he threw for 4,134 yards and 37 touchdowns with a 74% completion rate. That's the best in Colorado history. He led the entire country in completion percentage and was second in passing touchdowns. And he did that while getting sacked 52 times that year. Most quarterbacks would fold. He stood tall. You want to talk toughness? Shedeur took 99 sacks in 2 years and kept putting up elite numbers. No drama, no excuses, just production.
Sanders looking wide open, touchdown, Dylan Edwards.
Across his college career at Jackson State in Colorado, Shedeur passed for over 14,000 yards and 134 touchdowns. These aren't empty stats. These are numbers that usually lock you into round one. But they let the noise drown out the facts. The moment the NFL started evaluating personality more than performance, they lost the plot. Now let's talk about that thunderstorm.
So they're pretty aggressive with the way they patrol the highways in Ohio. And this is, in fairness to Shedeur, this is the first time he's been outside of his dad's overview of his dad's house. I mean, I think...
While those same quarterbacks who were picked before him were off chilling in Cabo or posing for brand deals, Shedeur was somewhere in Florida at midnight, under stadium lights, in the middle of a thunderstorm, working. And what makes it crazier? He wasn't just throwing with his dominant hand. He was launching legit NFL spirals with both arms, left-handed strikes with the same accuracy and velocity. This isn't some flashy gimmick. This is a tactical weapon.
I would be surprised personally if both of those veteran quarterbacks are still on the roster come week one.
Former defensive coordinator Mike Zimmer said it best. It's like defending two quarterbacks at once. Defensive backs key in on footwork, body angle, shoulder tilt. Shedeur's removed all that. His stance doesn't give anything away. His eyes don't betray his throw. He's scrambling right, defenders shift. Boom! He switches to his left, and drops a dime to the opposite side of the field. Game over.
You know, there's gonna be some growing pains. Now, would I sell my stock on it like you are? Not because of a couple speeding tickets, especially in light of the problems that Brown's quarterback room has had to deal with legally in the last few years.
That's not something you coach. That's something you build day after day when nobody's watching. While coaches were questioning his attitude, he was out there reprogramming the quarterback position.
Things that we have literally never seen before. I'm not sure why people are telling me I should be getting tired.
So no, he wasn't exposed. The system was. They mistook confidence for cockiness. They misread drive as defiance. And now they're scrambling because the guy they tried to paint as a diva is working harder than anyone and doing things on a football field that nobody's ever done before.
Since he got drafted, they have changed. Because when he got drafted, I stood up here and I believed you're a fifth rounder. They drafted a third rounder. They traded for a first round quarterback. They signed a veteran quarterback. I'm like, he's going to have an uphill battle to even make this team because I didn't think that he was even going to have the reps.
Let's talk about these anonymous coaches for a second. You know the type, always ready to trash a player behind a curtain, but never brave enough to put their actual name on it. They called Shedeur entitled, said he had bad body language, and made it sound like he was a locker room disaster before he even stepped foot into the league. But here's a wild idea. If someone's got all that smoke, maybe sign the quote? Maybe say it with your chest?
You fouled somebody in Shedeur Sanders, man, and I think, honestly, you need to embrace that and see what it can be because this dude got a chip on his shoulder.
Nah, because when it comes to Shedeur Sanders, it's not about performance, it's about perception. And for years, confident, outspoken, high IQ black quarterbacks have been hit with the same tired critiques. Arrogant, selfish, uncoachable. Cam Newton heard it, Lamar Jackson heard it, and now Shedeur's getting the same treatment. Meanwhile, other QBs with half the production and real red flags got picked earlier without a whisper of concern. Funny how that works.
And then the coach comes out and he says, we have a four-way competition, which means this competition is wide open.
Even Deion Sanders, Coach Prime himself, had to step in, and he kept it all the way real. This ain't about interviews. This is about legacy and fear. You felt that? That's not just a father defending his son. That's a Hall of Famer calling out a league that still gets shaky when a quarterback doesn't fit their mold of humble, robotic, and grateful to be here. And Shedeur, he's not here to smile and say thanks. He's here to dominate, and do it on his terms.
Is it really boils players down to a number or a data point, and it kind of takes them out as human beings?
And while the league was busy whispering in the shadows, Shedeur was building a brand loud enough to drown them out. Every post, every workout, every mic'd up moment. It's not random. It's strategy. It's a chessboard, and Shedeur's 5 moves ahead.
Seems like a nice guy. They always start slow. And
they do.
A lot of negative momentum, I feel like, coming into this season for the Bengals.
And the best part? He's not begging for a chance. He's building one. Every midnight throw, every community event, every quote about loving football and staying out of trouble. It's all bricks in the foundation. He's not just trying to be a quarterback. He's trying to be the face of a franchise. And whether the league likes it or not, he's making it real hard to ignore him.
Quarterback is always going to be looming in every conversation. So
yeah, coaches might be freaking out, but not because Shedeur was exposed. They're freaking out because he didn't fold when they tried to label him. He rose, he learned the playbook, he changed the narrative. And now, he's forcing everyone to rewrite theirs.
Now your team is attractive. You got a young rookie guy, a rookie quarterback that can play. You got a young rookie, 2 young rookie running backs that I'm assuming are going to have a really good year. Like, you have something to build on and sell to free agents. You got something to build on and sell to more rookies coming in and we're developing. Like, you can really change the narrative.
The mood in Cleveland? It's shifted, and fast. Not long ago, Shedeur Sanders was the butt of every pre-draft meme and anonymous coach critique. But now, people who once doubted him are doubling back and saying, hold up, maybe we got this wrong. One of those people is Mary Kay Cabot. Now, if you know anything about Cleveland media, you know Mary Kay isn't easily impressed. In fact, she's made a career out of holding quarterbacks accountable. Early on, she was cool on Shedeur, wondered if he was too raw, if he could adjust to NFL complexity. But now, she's calling him ready, praising how fast he's picked up the offense and openly admitting his mental growth is ahead of schedule. That's not a small shift. That's a full-blown reversal.
I don't think he should start week 1. I think he's going to be better off coming in off the bench.
And let's be real, they tried to break him. After his draft slide, the media pounced. Coaches leaked anonymous criticisms. Analysts labeled him a problem before he even had a playbook. But instead of retreating, Shedeur went to war the only way he knows how, through sweat, discipline, and evolution. He added a left-handed throwing arsenal. He sharpened his decision-making. He trained in thunderstorms at midnight while others were kicking back in Cancun. That's not drama, that's DNA.
His talent shows you that he's 3rd, 4th, 5th round pick.
They said he was arrogant. He responded by earning the trust of a city. They said he was raw. He answered with film study and footwork that silenced defensive backs in OTAs. They said he'd be a project. Now he's projecting confidence, leadership, and poise from day one. The truth is, they mocked his fall, but Shedeur used that fall to fuel a rise that's becoming impossible to ignore.
We're out here in pajamas right now. When we're out here in armor, I'll let you know. And that is talking about pads and helmet in preseason games.
Because this isn't just about stats. It's about standard. Shedeur is raising the bar not just for rookies, but for what we expect from quarterbacks as people. He's redefining success, not as highlight plays or media buzz, but as consistency, character, and connection. And the scariest part for the league? He's just getting started. It wasn't Shedeur who got exposed. It was the NFL, the system that punishes confidence, the scouts that flinch at swagger, the coaches who think personality is a red flag. Shedeur turned all of it upside down, not with talk, but with tape, toughness, and total composure. He exposed the flaws in how the league evaluates quarterbacks. He exposed the bias, the overreactions, the fear of something different. And in doing so, he carved out a lane that no coach, no GM, no critic can ignore. Because Shedeur Sanders isn't just trying to belong, he's forcing the NFL to evolve.